What's up, guys? Welcome to the first ever episode 203 of the Kind of Funny Gamescast. As always, I'm Tim Gettys, joined by one of the coolest dudes in video games, Greg Miller.
7'9".
7'9". The Reverend Jared Gettys.
I'm feeling so self-conscious, Tim. I got excited. I threw my hands up, and my arm fat just jiggled on the camera.
And for the first time ever, as a full-time member of this show, the hair, Fran Mirabella.
Thank you guys for having me. What's up, everybody?
What a good
so
time.
So excited to be here and to have you here, Tim, because I've been on the show, but without you.
I know. Yeah. It was very sad that I wasn't here for that, but now we get to do this every week.
2019.
Right here on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? You can get the show in a whole bunch of ways now. Patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. 2019. Everything changed, we can say now. We're recording this. This is the first podcast that we're recording in 2019. It's before our January 4th stream, so things are going to get a little bit weird with the time and stuff in terms of where our heads are at. Sure. But by the time you're seeing this, all the announcements have been made. Fran is the new full-time host of Kind of Funny Gamescast. There's a whole bunch of changes on patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, including all new memberships. So there is a bronze membership, silver, gold, platinum. Silver is where you get all the content. You get this show early. You can be part of the show with bronze. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Go to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. We try to make it as clear as possible across the two Patreons. And now at the gold or platinum membership levels, you get all the content from both Patreons at those levels. So pretty good deals for you guys out there if you're fans of all things Kind of Funny. But when it comes to the Gamescast, you can get the show 3 days early. Watch it live while we record it, or watch it as a VOD, or you can just wait and get it free on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames on Monday. Fran.
Yo.
How excited are you to be here?
I'm excited. I feel like I should say a little bit about my background. Like, does everyone really know why I'm here?
Give the
Who the fuck are you, Fran Mirabella the third?
It's funny because I'm sitting here and I'm like, thank you, and that is the feeling. But I feel like I should say and prove that I would like to be here, and I'm hopefully deserving of it. But
Sure.
I'll have to prove myself on the show.
Do you feel like it's the dawn of a new Mirabella era?
Oh God, Jared told me he was going to say that, and I just hoped you were. The Mirabella era.
It's such a stretch.
Roll with it.
It is really a big stretch.
I appreciate it. 2019.
Leave it in the comments. But anyway, very
stretch.
quick history and how I met all these wonderful folks. Came from IGN, spent 18 years there. Recently left last year.
That's how old Barrett is.
Yeah.
Our new employee.
And in all that time, he hasn't learned to make coffee.
But
That's a pre-show joke.
reviewed a lot of games, did a lot of news, came from the same type of background Greg did, and then did video over there. And everyone knows me now from Destiny, Fireteam Chat probably, but of course Mario Kart 7.9. And I'm a streamer.
Yeah.
Late at night. And that's a quick history, I guess.
Stream related.
Well, and that's the most important thing. Again, I think it's important to point out that much like Jared Petty, you're one of the part-timers.
Yes.
Meaning that you are on Gamescast full-time. You're going to be here you try to be here for every episode, obviously. I think I'll miss an episode next week. But your streaming is still your bread and butter. So if people want to support you, they need to go to twitch.tv/
obviously. Like, they're here
FM
to support you guys, but if you have any extra lying around, you can find me at twitch.tv/FM3_. But I'm still figuring that schedule out. Like, I didn't plan for this. I know you guys were moving the schedule around, but now I have my Thursday kind of plan coming together. I want to make Friday a thing, quite honestly.
Nice.
Call it Fran
Friday.
Fridays. Yeah, a little FM3 Fridays on Twitch.
I love it.
So that's my first plan, and then sort of expand from there. If people want to come and watch me play, I want to get into previewing stuff in addition to, of course, I play stuff like Destiny, Fortnite, all that. But we'll kind of see where it goes.
And you're a really good streamer. I hope people do
you,
support you. You are just excellent at it. I really
it's
enjoy
funny
watching
because
you.
I see all the things that I need to improve, just like we all do doing this. But I'm really hoping in 2019 to step it up.
No, you got a knack for it.
Thank you, Jared.
and you've practiced very hard.
You should play Knack. Speaking of Knacks.
Oh, no, you
Go back and
shouldn't.
play Knack.
No, you should not. No
Stream
one should play
Knack. I
Knack.
guarantee your streamers will fucking spike if you play Knack.
Play Knack.
With our audience, they'll fucking jump on that
Oh, that's
shit.
bad.
How high is the spike?
More than you get
Compared to
now.
what I normally get, that's pretty easy.
It'll happen. I
Knack is
guarantee it.
terrible.
It'll be a
Now,
Facebook group alone.
I do have to ask you, Tim Gettys.
Yes.
Now that Fran Mirabella is here, it's like, hey, you guys should get to know me a little bit. Will we hear Fran Mirabella's video game history on Gamescast?
What is that?
It's kind of a tradition.
Oh, God, there's a
We're going to figure that out.
never-ending Jared Petty segment.
At some point. Yes, at some point. I don't know when. But what I want to do,
We got the whole year, boys.
what I want to do next week as a topic, and I'm mad that you're going to miss this one, Greg, but the topic of the show next week, I want to be most controversial gaming opinions.
Oh, wow.
Based on the 7.9.
Wow.
You're never gonna let it go.
I mean, the
can't,
highway
like-
robbery,
Yeah.
the crime that was done to Mario Kart Double Dash
my
on the
God.
GameCube. When IGN.com gouged out both its eyes and let
Yeah.
that person review Mario Kart Double Dash. 7-9, get out of here.
So it's
escape
2019,
it.
ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on, before you do it, because you did a great job with all the intros. One thing that I didn't think it called out that I want to call out.
I was about to say I want to drive back
Even-
to the
I hate it when I
Patreon
think
stuff.
you're moving around.
But go
I always
for it.
try to help him, but then
Go
I
for
always
it.
derail
Give me-
him.
right
give me-
where you were
give me-
going.
I just wanted to say that now we're very excited that at the silver tier,
Yes.
you get the pre and post show on the video, and now for the first time ever, pre and post show on the audio.
Yes.
Ad free on both.
So silver membership, you get all of the content. You get party mode early. You get when we do the seasonal video game shows. You get them early on Kind of Funny Games. You also get the pre and post show audio and video every week for the Gamescast. Cool little improvements that I want you guys to notice. Bunch of new walls back there. We have about 50 new images added. So keep an eye out for those. And also for the whole month of January, we are
That's a new one.
trying.
That would have been better. I was like, that
There
last
is
one was an
Spider-Man.
but there's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Hey, Spider-Man, what you running on?
For the whole month of January, every dollar that we make on additional dollar we make on patreon.com/kindoffunny or patreon.com/kindoffunnygames are going to go towards us funding our first half of 2019 plans, which include, you can go to both the Patreons and look at the banner at the top. There's a thermometer of how far that we've made it so far. Whole bunch of new content that we're trying to make, whole bunch of seasonal shows we want to bring back, some new shows we want to make, and a world tour of meet and greets. The more money we make, the more places we will go to hang out with all of you guys. Every single dollar goes towards us trying to grow, trying to make Kind of Funny a better business, better place for employees like our new employee, Barrett Courtney. And all that stuff.
Yeah, Barry!
So please, if you have ever enjoyed us
Yeah.
here on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames or youtube.com/kindoffunny or anywhere that we make content, we are asking for your help to please help us fund the first half of 2019.
Yeah, right. That's the thing for us, I think. And we haven't done an old school pledge drive in a long time, right? Because we're lucky enough that the business is great and we have so many great supportive best friends out there. But that was our thing coming into this one, right? Of hiring Barrett, being able to bring in Fran, being able to do all these new shows. We're in this great spot, but we're on another launch pad, right? We're on another precipice of doing something else.
We are at a point now, physically, where our studio does not have more space for desks. Barrett has the last desk. The part-timers are now relegated to this weird, what used to be the LaCroix closet.
Yeah, you shoved us into the LaCroix closet at this point. Yeah.
So
love it in there.
we
It's a nook.
want to build a future where we'll be able to get a bigger space. We'll
Yeah.
be able to hire more people.
Yeah. That's
Thank
what it
you
is.
guys for your support. We expect that it's there already because you guys are fucking awesome.
Tim, do you realize you have physically created a situation where now all I can do is hang out in the kitchen and tell stories? Like there's now no.
Let's get to the video
What
games.
was once an extra life punishment
Now it'd be-
is now reality.
Got to put a door on there.
I want to start with you,
Okay.
Gris.
Oh yeah.
You've been playing it. Greg talked a little bit last year
Yes.
about this game, but what's been your little journey with it?
Yeah, it actually, that's a good pun right there.
Thank
I caught
you.
it.
Thank you.
I caught it. The artistically maybe inspired from games like Journey. I haven't played a ton of it, so I'll caveat that, but I wanted to spend a little bit of time with it. It came out in December, and I was just playing it recently. So it's one of those just really chill, beautiful, artistic kind of experiences. I'm playing it on Switch, and basically it's just this bringing color back to the world kind of thing, and it's got this watercolor kind of feel to it. So the first color you bring back, for example, is red, spoilers. And then you kind of carry that on. But it's kind of just a platformer, and I haven't made it far enough to see how it advances, but it feels nice. Everyone was saying, try this, and that's how I arrived at, like, I better make sure that I try it, especially now. Being on Gamescast, I want to make sure to get that portfolio of games out there. So I dig it for, I think it was like $17 on Switch, US, and so far I'd definitely recommend it. It's just chill.
Do you think you're going to go back to playing more?
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know how long the game is, but I think it's going to be something that you can pick up and put down, for 15, 20 minutes at a time, which I like because I've got my bucket list of all these other games that I'm just always grinding and far behind on. So this is kind of a nice little play it in bed kind of experience.
Here's my question. You shut up, Jared. Here's my question, Fran Mirabella. We have to get used to having more people.
Yeah.
Do you find it entertaining? Because this is what I took away from it, is when I came and talked about it in 2018, it was that I didn't find it entertaining, but I don't know if that was the point.
Yes.
Like, I feel like it's meant to be, like,
You
saying
bring
chill.
up an awesome question. I'm always a bit hesitant to do the review on games right before I get really far into them or at the end, right? So I'll bring up a controversial point. IGN had given Journey Game of the Year one of the years. I absolutely disagreed. Not because I don't think Journey was awesome.
Because you're an idiot, though.
It was
7-9. We already knew he was an idiot.
Okay. But to your point, it was very much this experience. And it was beautiful in a lot of ways. It became like this, it was just like an experience. And it wasn't, for me anyway, about gameplay mechanics, a word you'll hear me use a lot when I talk about games. So no, Gris, which is it? Gris? Gris?
What did you say the first time?
Gris.
I think
Everyone says Gris.
I like to think Gris.
You
like
think
Big
it would be
Bear.
Gris?
I think I said Gris before, and I think it's Gris.
I think it is Gris.
It's Spanish for gray.
That's absolutely what it is. It's great. Well, we really effed it up. 2019. We don't know anything about culture.
Greg just said that shit. I didn't trust him about Spanish at all. I look over at Kevin, and Kevin just gives me this.
It's like, nope.
No, he gave me the assuring, like,
Did he give you the like mountain man bearded nod?
Yeah.
Like,
But it's that thing that enough people are calling it Gris, and like then just nobody cares. Everybody understands.
Wow, I
And
feel
also,
so
it's a weird
uncultured.
game because I feel like it's the same thing. On launch day when I picked it up and was playing it, or I think maybe before, when it was out, so many people were tweeting, "Oh my god, this game looks beautiful," and I'm gonna jump in. Oh, I did jump in. It is beautiful. And then it felt like it's been radio silence since then.
Right.
That people,
So,
I think, in the same boat of just like, oh, it's
to quickly wrap the point up, gameplay mechanics, there's not a lot going on. It's very chill, going through the world, bringing color back to it, and jumping around. It is a platformer. So will it open up and be as big as something like Ori, which has a lot of gameplay mechanics and stuff? I don't think so. That's what I probably would prefer. But it is, again, for like $17, it's just kind of this chill experience. That's where I'm at with
and
it.
it sounds like you're playing it the right way, right before bed.
Yeah, it's not this big epic, but it is beautiful. Honestly, the art style, it opens up for this beautiful
and the
cutscene.
sound design I love a lot too.
Again, that's what it's about. And and there's a lot of games out there that I'd say are like that. It's a lot about the art. It's the same as, I don't want to turn it into this, but you go to an art museum, you look at art and you experience it in different ways. I feel like that is the kind of game that it is.
You hide your poops in the corners of the art museum too. They'll never find them.
Oh my God!
What?
You did this as a kid, definitely.
Go,
didn't
Jared.
No, legendary hater Greg Miller talked about whatever this game is called on an episode last year, and I had been pretty interested in it, and after that, it just kind of dropped off because I trusted your opinion on that. But what I'm hearing from Fran is a little different. You were not hypercritical of it, but you're like I just don't find enough here to pull me in, and Journey did. Journey did pull you in. This didn't. There was some X factor between the two that you explained fairly eloquently there. Fran, based on what you've seen, do you think this is a matter of you're too early on to make that call?
Too early on to make the call.
Okay.
I'm sweating bullets, honestly, with the question. It's funny. You'll find that's how I am with games. I really like to give them the time. I'm like trying to talk about it eloquently. I'm like, I have not played enough.
All right,
Welcome to Gamescast.
then let's get into something you do know. Fortnite. Greg, you've been playing. You're back in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, when after Game Awards, when they launched Season 7, I jumped back in, and that's when we've talked about this in Gamescast. I tried it. I was like, I want to play Fortnite. Started playing the night. I'm like, I'm not going to buy a Battle Pass and wake up in the morning and want it. Woke up in the morning, bought my Battle Pass, and I've been in. What's been surprising is, if you remember, leading up to holiday break, it was, what is everybody going to play over a break? What are you going to do? And I'm like, I want to get the UK game over Greggy account, get some easy platinums on my American one. Thank you. Thank you for cheering. What cheering? You're cheering Easy Platinums? Yeah. My man, Kevin. All right. I was like, I want to get into Astrobot Rescue Mission. I love PlayStation VR, and I haven't given that more than 3 worlds. I need to do that. That's an Easy Platinum. I've just played Fortnite the entire break. All I played was Fortnite, like with a rare exception. I think I popped out one night to tinker with something else, and I didn't like that and deleted it. You know what I mean? Like I deleted
it. Wow,
well, you know it is. You jump in. No, I was just like, this sucks. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was head over heels with Fortnite this entire.
It's got that loop, man. Even when you die, you're like, I'm going back, and next thing you know, it's hours later.
It's something we talked about on Games Daily and in I think Gamescast as well. But that article or that tweet storm that had happened of like somebody spelling out that it's so weird that Fortnite, he went and played with his kid, right, and his kid's friends, and it wasn't that they were playing the game; they were just hanging out. And it's Fortnite has, and I've been really blown away, and I'd love kind of fun for next week on the Gamescast. Or I guess 2 weeks because I won't be here on next week, and I want their responses. If you're on the bronze tier and you can contribute to the show, go in 2 weeks. I'll put up a post about why you don't like Fortnite, and I understand. Everybody hates on whatever's number one, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But every time I tweet about how much fun I'm having with Fortnite over break, or that I joked about a boot camp, because I need to go to a boot camp to like get over the hump. So many people tweeted just like, oh God, I wish you weren't playing that game, blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
it's free.
It's
Yeah,
what I kept
polished, too.
saying to Jen while I'd be playing, because I would just, drift in and out, and in between matches I'd talk to her or whatever. It was this conversation of like, it's the thing I've been saying a lot with different games, but man, what a game. What a fucking game. And it's not that the journey to trying to get your victory royale is the hook. That's a great thing and amazing. It is the fact that I play that game and cool, I'm just going to focus on the challenges. I'm just going to go find the utility poles to knock down for this week's challenge. I did them all. Now I'm going to go find the hidden battle star. Like, there's so much to that game that isn't trying to win and become number one. And it was even playing it and then being like, you know what? I finally did the square on PlayStation of like, what other modes do they have right now? And I like jumped in and did, at the time it was the shotgun explosive mode, 50 versus 50. And then I had been like, oh man, I'm terrible with sniper rifles. I have this weekly challenge from 2 weeks ago that is, kill somebody from 50 yards away and get this much damage. And then like 2 days later, it was like, okay, cool. It's, 50v50 snipers only or whatever, with like low gravity. And it's like they're putting in this playlist to keep me coming back of, I want to do my, the new challenges just went live today, right? Like I want to go see what they're all about for this week because I have all the other ones done for the first time in Fortnite where I'm actually knocking them out as I go, right? And then like it was 14 days of Fortnite. There was all this other stuff going on. It was I'm playing by myself. I'm playing with our friends' kids. I'm playing with Andy one night. It's just, I'm boggled by how not only good the game is, the fact that I played it on my phone. I'm like, I'm just going to go get this challenge I needed one day when I was tying my shoes. And I was like, fuck, this still plays so well. Like,
no, I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate for a minute, Greg. Yeah. And this is devil's advocate. I think Fortnite may very well be the game of the decade when we look back on this 10 years.
Decade? Good God.
I think so. I think it's the most important video game of the decade.
Wait, back 10 years or forward?
2010 to 2020.
Oh,
at this point.
I see.
Speaking so far, it may very well turn out to be the most important game of the decade.
Sure.
But two things. One, I think if for some people, it's likely the same reason that they aren't attracted to something like a single screen arcade game. They look at that experience and the experience of perfecting something, the same loop over and over and over and over. For some people, it's extraordinarily compelling. But for some people, I think they look at Fortnite and go, well, I'm just doing the same thing for months with the same people. That doesn't draw me. I think it's neat, but other people might not. The same reason some people are critical of Destiny. And second,
hold on now. How dare you? You got to drag Destiny. No.
And second, when it comes to the challenges, and this is a personal one, I think Fortnite's brilliant, but I couldn't care less about going and standing at a certain spot on a challenge. But I'm glad it's there because so many people enjoy it, and it doesn't take away from the rest of the excellent
And
games.
this is my thing, and maybe it's just who we are and the way we talk critically about games and something that plays. I understand it not being for you. I mean, like Red Dead wasn't for me, but I respect it as a work of art, and I understand why it's beloved by so many people and why it does click for so many people. Nobody would tweet that they're playing Red Dead and like, oh man, I can't wait to play more Red Dead, and me be like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like, no, I get, like, why are people so mad at Fortnite again with Epic having such a fucking great year last year?
It's mainstream and popular. I mean, it's like, that's the easy answer. Cause it's like, look at any music artist, look at any TV show, any movie. It's like, it hits a point where it's just like, oh, I don't like that because other people like it.
They did turn on Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I guess
They did.
Yeah, you're right.
Fantastic Netflix.
You see the kind of funny shirt in it?
Yeah, it's awesome.
And you talk about Red Dead. With Red Dead, at least I can sort of understand if somebody dropped $60 and was greatly disappointed. Like, you're terribly wrong. But it's but I understand being disappointed because you just pull out money on it. But Fortnite, you don't have to spend any money on.
Yeah.
So I can't figure out why people are upset.
It's so funny because we've all had this conversation over and over again with our friends, and it depends on where you land on it. But it transcends all of this, which is you argue about things you love, and there are the people that will tell you that you can't love the things you love because you're wrong. There's a certain amount of people who just, that's who they are fundamentally, and they drive me nuts. And I think that's kind of what you're getting at, Greg.
Yeah,
it's like, but if you can you look at something objectively and say, oh, well, that's whatever. That's a nice car. I don't like it, but it's a nice car.
Yeah.
But there's people who are like, that car sucks. You're crazy. It's ugly. You should get this, And so I just think that's the fandom that brings us all together also, which is really interesting. But anyway, Fortnite is a highly polished, not a calling it in kind of game. There's so much in the game. And it's interesting because I don't play the game the way you do. I play it a little more frustrating. Like, I want to get better and be
I want to get better.
But that's what I focus on.
Sure.
I don't play competitively. There are people play competitively that are mad about all these other things. And so,
sure. Why would they put a sword in here? It breaks the game. Like, I was never going to win to begin with. I don't care.
It's hopefully, to maybe Luke finish that point off, it's the same thing maybe you're getting at with Red Dead. It's like you understand why people maybe fall in love with it or just like it or don't like it. But can you look at those different perspectives? Jared is on the other side. I think he's mad at you if you don't like Red Dead. He said,
No,
you just said it. I think we should
it's
play the
very
clip.
important. Actually, because I've seen this misinterpreted, and I think it's important to caveat that there's a difference between "and you're wrong" and "that sucks" and "you're wrong" and "that sucks." Part of the fun of doing this with people you care about, or in our case, with an audience of best friends that we care about, is that you can be whimsical and flippant. And goofy and completely dismiss Fran's opinion because he gave Mario Kart a 7.9 or things like that.
So good.
But we're not really. And that's
Welcome
important
to
to
your
remember. When you're with your friends and you're in a safe zone, you want to make sure they understand that. That's a very different thing. But I think some of our audience misses that sometimes.
But that's not what he's talking about. There's plenty of people. Dead game. I mean, Destiny, same thing. Anytime you post something in Destiny, dead game, why do you play it? You know, again, if you look at games out there, there are truly not great games. And I think we can objectively say, like, why do you like that? You know, because it's not good. This kind of sucks. Okay, well, I guess I can see it, but it's not good. Whereas games like Fortnite, Destiny, Red Dead, they are good in all these different ways, but there's things that aren't for everybody.
Now, something interesting from, the week and a half of just playing this game, what I think is interesting, you say, you play the game differently than me. Like, you're out there trying to do, I very
Somewhere
much.
in between.
But I the reason I'm playing it in a way that it's whatever strikes my mood of like I do go out and try to win, and it is like the thing. Now that everything's there, right? That you can link your account, and I did all that shit, and I can use the same Switch account on my PlayStation 4, right? Like I have been playing in December. I started on PlayStation 4 only after only playing on Switch. And it's been that thing of when we were putting up all the victory royales we were getting on Switch, so many people were like, why isn't that guy building? You're like, oh man, Switch players suck. And I'm like, fuck you, man, it's fun. And like, it's still fun on PlayStation 4, but it is that this has been a week and a half, if not in a month now and a half, I guess, of grinding it out, of getting pounded down and then having to learn and change and do this to the point that now I feel like I consistently get top 10. I get to top 5 often, but once I get into that final 5, that's when they're like, they're up there, and I'm like getting sniped across the map. I'm finding it not, well, fuck, I'm never gonna do it. I'm finding it like, fuck, start it again. Start again. I want to do it again. But then there are the times. It's a lot like Luminous. When I'm playing Luminous, and I'm like, hey, I'm out to set. I want to get a 12 combo right now, and I'm like, I have to focus and do that. Like it's like sprinting and then jogging.
Yeah.
There are the matches I come out of. I'm like, whew. What challenge do I have? Oh, all right, let's go dance by Christmas trees. Go to the IGN wiki. Where is everything? And just go fucking land and do it. I finally bookmarked the IGN wiki for Fortnite.
Good plan.
Good work out there, guys.
Well done.
I want to put a little, what's a pin?
pin.
Is that the Greg Millerism?
I didn't make that up.
I know, you popularized it for sure.
I did popularize it.
On the podcast. I want to put a pin in this because I like what you're saying about the why do people not like Fortnite.
Yeah.
That'll be the topic of the show in 2 weeks when you return.
I'm going to make a note.
Let's do a thing. I want everyone to write in why you don't like it or why you do like it. Try to keep it succinct, though.
What are your opinions on Fortnite?
Classic essay form.
And
also
intro, 3
why you don't like it, I think, is that'll be the headline
I'm on
of the video.
I'm going to put this up on we're putting this Gamescast up on Kind of Funny Day, right? Tomorrow?
Yes, at some point. Yes.
Yeah. Well, okay. Then Kind of Funny Day night, I'll put it up.
Cool. Great. Fantastic.
I like that topic.
And then real quick, Greg, Beat Saber.
Oh, yeah. We came back into work for New Year's party, and you're like, we're catching up, and Tim's finally like, dude, how's the League of Legends song? You know, how's the D.VA or whatever? And I'm like, dude, haven't even touched it. And he's like, what?
Popstar, baby.
My thing with Beat Saber obviously is I've been trying to do it every morning.
Yeah.
And when we got to vacation mode, it was very much like, cool, no more work. Hang out with my wife. And so rather than me waking up early, we were just waking up together, at which point I felt like an asshole being like, all right, see you in an hour. We're just fucking doing this in the living room while she does whatever she wants. So I took a break. Came back today though, Tim, because I knew we were doing this. Got back getting back in my daily swing of the Beat Saber. Got back in there. And man, what a song. As we already knew. On Expert, it just beat the living fuck out of me.
Yeah.
It is so fucking hard.
Well, so what's cool, what I want to know for you is this is a song you've now listened to countless times.
Sure.
Right? So you are familiar with the song before playing it.
Right.
Which is the first time in your Beat Saber history that's happened.
Correct.
Because going to Beat Saber, you only are playing the PSVR version, so it's only songs from the game.
Right.
How was that experience different from songs you've never heard before?
Playing it, there was a moment on my Expert run and then when I came back on hard where I was laughing to myself Because like you're playing Beat Saber, and again, these are songs I don't know for the most part, right? And now I love them or whatever, you know what I mean? $100 bills, it's so fucking good. You know what I mean? Like I put the Beat Saber soundtrack on when I shower after playing Beat Saber. Anyways, though, this is the first time where like there's one move right in the thing where it's like you're alternating left and right, and it's a quick up and down on them.
Oh,
and as I'm doing it, I'm like, I remember this from the music video. They're making me dance like the characters in the music video.
Cool.
And I was like, that's fucking really
so
good.
dodged the wall?
No. The wall's there, but like this part is like switching back and forth.
But it's getting you to dance like that.
Exactly.
Really
and I was like, I remember this, not choreography, but I remember this move of them doing their like breakdown thing in the K-pop video. And I was like, thank God Jen is in the other room. Because you feel so badass playing Beat Saber.
But you look like a goof.
You gotta look so.
Today, trying to jump back into it, I'm trying to do like one of the challenges in the campaign. I'm close to the end of the campaign. And it's like, do it without failing, or you can't get anything. You can't miss once. And so I'm doing it, and it's like I can only imagine what it sounds like. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
God damn it. Deep breath. Me trying to drink water and running the mason jar into the fucking thing. Like, I'm like, oh man.
What a disaster.
This is kind of a metaphor for how I feel every day, all the time.
Oh, dude. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, totally.
Jared,
That's awesome.
I want to end this little what we've been playing segment off this week with Jared teaches the kids.
Yeah.
What is this about?
Oh, this was a lot of fun. So I had a very relaxed, chill Christmas. Went and saw some friends in D.C. They are my wife and I's best friends in the whole world. We went to college with them. And they have a 3, almost 4-year-old kid. And I got to be Uncle Jared and show up with Aunt Angie with the Switch that they don't have.
Ooh.
And introduce this young fellow to video games.
He's never played anything?
Never really played video games before. And so we sat down. He's almost 4.
Oh, wow.
And he's just not played video games. And so we sit down, and he's just old enough to really get his head around console games in particular. So we start off easy. We got that Kirby Star Allies, which is great for teaching a kid about platforming. It's extremely forgiving. It's bright and colorful, easy to control, instantly comprehensible. He can walk to the right and left, figures that out really quick, realizes he's controlling what's happening, locked in. And I'm flashing back to remembering that first time I held the joystick in Pac-Man and realized I was moving the little man around, that I was in control at around the same age. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. But Kirby Star Allies, you got little characters that pop in AI controlled to help protect him. So they do all the attacking. He didn't know how yet. You can hop in right there next to him, up to 4 people, kind of take care of him, guide him through. You can take it slow. There's no timer. He was riveted. Could not stop playing. We moved on to a little Super Mario Odyssey.
Ooh.
Well, that's a big jump.
But if you give him
a whole other dimension.
Give him
the
Cappy.
Big jump. Never mind.
Give him Cappy.
Okay,
See,
okay,
play
okay.
that 2-player mode and give him the Cappy, and he can't fail.
Oh.
He's just there flying the little hat around and gradually starting to make the connection.
So you made him Cappy.
Yeah, we made him Cappy. So we're Mario.
Bitch
He's
move,
Cappy. Jump. Oh, well, he was Mario for a while. we fall down in the big hole. We discover the dinosaur at the bottom of the big hole. The dinosaur is scary and shakes, and he feels the rumbles. Like, oh! He picked up the Pro Controller off the table, and he's like, and hid his eyes behind it, like
adorable.
And then he peeks up over the Pro Controller, just going, "The dinosaur is coming," and back underneath it. It was fantastic. And then the next morning, I'm wearing my Pac-Man pajamas because
Hell yeah.
I got the Pac-Man, and he's like, "Who's that?" And he points at I points right at Pac-Man. And I was like, let's go find out. Boot up that Namco Museum on Switch. Hand over the Pac-Man. Guess what? Kid gets Pac-Man real fast.
Love it.
Pac-Man's a great first game. There's only 4 axes of movement. You can see him eating the dots, and it restarts
It's
very
just like
quickly.
it is funny. It's just like a maze puzzle or whatever, but it's such a great game for kids. That's an awesome story.
It was a great holiday. So Uncle
the
Jared
parents
and
buying
Aunt
a
Nancy-
Switch?
Yeah, I know. You made it hard for them, Jared.
I think the parents are probably buying the Switch now. Yeah, I think I sold the Switch this Christmas.
There
Reggie
you
will
go.
send you your cut soon.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome to hear about. It's the things you always forget that Nintendo spends a lot of time on, but like the Cappy experience, they are thinking about exactly what happened, and it's so important to them. So it's good to hear about that. We don't experience that as much. In fact, hardly ever. Like you don't hear about it on the shows, like this. But that's such a big part of gaming out there that you miss.
That's how Angie and I played Galaxy. Angie's a pretty accomplished video game player, but she wasn't particularly interested in steering Mario around. So she was Starbits and Stuns for all of Mario Galaxy. She had a ball.
That's awesome.
On that particular one.
This episode of Kind of Funny Gamescast is brought to you by Upstart. If applying for a loan is a lot like applying for a job that you don't get to interview for. Instead, loan companies make their decisions based off your credit score and history without getting to know the whole you. Now, thanks to Upstart.com, it never has to be that way again. Upstart is revolutionizing the way you borrow money by rewarding you for your job experience and education in the form of a smarter interest rate. And here's the thing. When you're starting a business, loans are an important thing that you need. When we started Kind of Funny, if we wanted to, this would have been a great service for us to go in to try to get some money. Unlike traditional credit underwriting, which could be biased against people with a short credit history, Upstart goes beyond the traditional scores when assessing your credit worthiness. Upstart believes you're more than just your credit score. They make it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate in less than 2 minutes without affecting your credit score. The best part, once your loan's approved, the funds will be transferred to you the very next business day, the next day. That's so easy. How much quicker can you expect it? Not much. Hurry to upstart.com/kindoffunny to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate only takes 2 minutes and won't affect your credit. That's upstart.com/kindoffunny. upstart.com/kindoffunny. Now it's time for the topic of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're talking about our top 5 2019 games that we're excited for. We're going to go around the table. We're going to start with our honorable mentions. Then we're going to go into number 5, then number 4, and then guess what, Kev? I fucking hate you. Not number 1, number 3, then 2, then 1. I was listening. Fran, let's just start off with you. Honorable mentions. Get into it.
Oh, man. I got my list right here. So we're just honorable mentions, no particular order.
No particular order.
Well, it was interesting because I had this list going and I realized a lot of the stuff I'm looking forward to is the stuff that I'm not sure if it's coming out.
And
so
that's the rules that we had going into this top 5. It's games that have been announced for 2019, either with a release date or just like they've said the year, 2019. Yeah. So Last of Us.
Exactly. Boom. Nailed the first one. That's on my honorable mention. I've been so excited about that one.
Do you think it comes out this year?
I thought for sure it was going to. So yes, I actually think it does. But I feel like given the quality and money spent on this and the freedom that Naughty Dog has, they think, what if it slips until early next year? Who knows what? But I do feel like it's coming out this year. I think they're holding for that big announcement because I don't know what else they got, to be quite honest.
Death Stranding, Patapon 2 right up their
Ghost
sleeve
of
too.
Tsushima. There's tons of, but meaning really big
I know
announcement hitters. And, they did the demo last year, but there was so much around it that looked good that I think they need another really big swing.
Sure.
Knack 3.
But the truth is, we've been in the business a long time, Greg. I think when you see stuff like this, they're not sure because they're perfectionists if they need to ask for more time. But I think it's planned for this year. That's where I'm at with it. So.
I bet at some point this year, PlayStation says it's coming this year. I still hold off.
If it's on track.
I still believe it will not come this year. That's been my thing for pretty much forever.
Do you think it'll be a spring game?
Yeah, because
it feels like a spring game.
Yeah, I agree.
Based on Sony's track record the last generation, it's like they don't go hard in the fall. They go hard in that February to May window.
As we start going. Yeah, and then you got Days Gone in April, right? So I mean, that puts it in a weird thing of being another zombie game close to it. I know it's different. Yada yada yada. I still think they're thinking that that's what it's going to be. I still think that it's going to end a good push. And I say all this right now just because I don't want your bullshit. Kind of funny best friends. When Sean Layden does say, "Oh yeah, 2019, it's coming," and I'm gonna get this is gonna be a Persona 5 situation again, where I'm gonna get see you're wrong, idiot, blah blah blah, and then I'm right in the long run. I'm playing the long game. I'm a long turtle.
Look at that.
That's a weird thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out this year, but I don't expect it. Yeah. I think, and I can say that about all of Sony's first party titles right now with Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, and this, where it's like. I wouldn't be surprised. Don't expect any of them.
Yeah. You do make a really good point that I didn't account for, which is they have a lot of other new franchises that are planned probably to become. We don't know about Ghost of Tsushima yet either, but they need to make room for that stuff. Days Gone and other stuff that's out there, even big third-party stuff that they may not want to get in front of. So I can see the argument for next spring.
If I'm Sony and I'm looking at Microsoft's moves over the last 18 months and the fact that the meta narrative around Microsoft right now is that they are already poised to leapfrog Sony in the next generation. I seriously consider, since it's very likely the PlayStation 5 is just another PC, like the PlayStation 4 and PS4 Pro, I seriously consider holding maybe 2 of those 3 games in my pocket, especially Death Stranding, as next-gen titles, next-gen launch titles.
Like cross-platform?
No.
So you're getting, no?
They're cross-platform. There's no way.
I sit there and go, if you want to play Death Stranding, you got to buy PS5.
I feel like you do them as cross-platform.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that if that's what happens. And I'm the guy, right, that still has this belief that Microsoft's going to be like, Xbox 2 games can be played on Xbox One. Xbox One games can be played on Xbox 2. Like, we're doing this thing.
Has PlayStation ever announced Death Stranding as a PS4 title?
Never is such a hard thing to say in this industry because I'm sure Jim Ryan at some point said something in somewhere. I'm pretty sure they have. I thought I've seen that headline before.
I'd
I
sit
thought
on
they
my
said
head.
that it's not a next-gen game.
Yeah, I thought I've seen that.
I'd sit on my
I may
head.
have also just heard something like that.
No, I'd sit on my Kojima exclusive and make people buy my console to play it.
Well, of course you would want that. I mean, truthfully, I do think it's planned to be one of those big last-gen Death Stranding, big swing hitters, and then, you of course remaster and release it, on the next platform too. Just like we saw with Last of Us.
I just feel like that is an old way of doing things. I feel like
Sony doing an old way of doing
but well, I mean, and then
GameSpot last year Kojima says Death Stranding is for PlayStation 4, not PlayStation 5.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been adamant about it.
There we go.
I feel like with what Nintendo's done the last couple generations, in a lot of ways, Nintendo is always the weird ones doing some weird shit, but then they get followed years later. And I feel like with what they've done with Zelda, right? I feel like we'll get that instead of what we saw with Last of Us on PS3 going to PS4.
Remaster.
Yeah, I think the remasters, the era of remasters, I actually think is coming to an end when it comes to next generation because I think we're going to get cloud-based gaming. I think the streaming PlayStation Now, Xbox Game Pass, all of that is going to be
that's
the
got
focus.
a long way to go, but like what I would say about it still comes down to the technology and time. You don't just get brand new high-res textures by snapping your fingers to the cloud. So,
Well, now we're talking about different things. Your re-releases or remasters, right? Like, I mean, yeah, that's what you're talking, right?
No, but I'm talking about new technology that needs to be available, just like a new graphic card. I still believe in that, unless you're saying that graphics don't matter, Tim. Am I reading it right?
I think the next gen, I don't think the graphics leap is going to be that monumental. And I think that it's going to be the next gen leap is going to be in technology, not in graphics. It's going to be in being able to play in different ways and wherever you want.
But then what will Blue Point do all the time?
I do think it's a big part of it, but I mean, that's a whole different discussion, obviously, but I do think...
But bringing it into it, the reason I'm bringing that up is I feel like Last of Us, and Death Stranding, both of them are almost guaranteed to be cross-gen, PS4, PS5.
When they launch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unless they launch this year.
Yeah. No, I don't see that happening at all. But I think down the road we would see something like that. But it still just requires so much force to, produce assets for both of those things. But I mean, that's what I think it is going, by the way. I do agree with you. As things start to bleed again after you do the leap, then, stuff starts to bleed. It's like, well, we can still release stuff for the old platform, but it's just down res from where we're at. Or it's on the cloud and it's already, it's not as good as if you just got it on the home or you downloaded the assets and who knows where this is going.
We'll see. Because my thing is, a couple of years ago, there was all these same discussions when we were going into the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, and everyone's like, they can't develop the game in two different ways. Yes, they can, and they have been doing it. So.
Yeah, I think there's a very good chance, just pulling this completely out of my butt, that Last of Us is this gen, but late, probably January, February, March next year, maybe. That Death Stranding is cross-platform, like you said, Breath of the Wild's original intention style with you.
Yeah, Phantom Pain, right?
Yeah, Phantom Pain style, etc. Twilight Princess. And Bloodborne 2 is in here somewhere too. Bloodborne 2 is another big one that'll pop somewhere.
Yeah,
in
I'm
that
very
period.
curious about that. Exactly.
That game is going to happen. I think the question will be.
They said they have a couple games in the works now, right? Talk about. That was my first thought. Is it's a next gen PlayStation exclusive?
Yeah, I mean, Bloodborne 2 would be a great launch title.
By the way, to caveat, Death Stranding, I think, has the eligibility to do the whole both. That's maybe. I don't see Last of Us going down that route or anything.
The only reason that I agree with that is that I feel like Last of Us is first, and I feel like Last of Us might be further away from the PS5's launch.
Yeah.
Are you saying the first will be last and the last will be
But
first?
having said that, I still think that Last of Us is going to be playable on the PS5, and there will be some enticing reason to get it at launch on PS5.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that depends when the game comes out, obviously, but
you get it with a non-depressing ending if you buy it on PS5.
I think it's assumed that games as good as Last of Us will be remastered, whatever you want to use the word is, but will be on that next platform. Who knows? The next gen is so confusing with talk of the cloud, which has not quite been proven, but we talked about it a little bit in the last Gamescast with Google. What's the platform called?
Project Stream, right?
Project Stream, and there's a lot of big stuff
Microsoft
coming there too. So
yeah, whatever they're up to.
There's absolutely an interesting battle when you think about just having like whatever Google Android on your TV, your new TV, and they're like, yeah, just if you want, hook up a Bluetooth controller and just play the next Assassin's. Like, what? It's funny that
we did that on here with a netbook. I don't know if you were in that day, but I mean, we took a crappy Lenovo 2 gigabyte
and it was working, right?
Oh, it worked great.
That bitch.
And it worked instantly.
Yeah.
This one, which is literally duct taped together.
Yeah. And that is the most interesting thing for the next gen is that we're finally headed into this, call it Netflix era.
Yeah.
I don't know when it's going to truly work that the tech is there, especially when you hit the servers with millions. Think of Fortnite if it was all actually only streamed from the cloud. It's not. It's installed locally. But that is going to be incredible. Meaning it's going to affect this whole graphics leap and who knows. And in the same way that I think about Ultra 4K Blu-ray, it's the experience I want. I have it's good enough coming from Netflix streaming. And
exactly.
The game is
that's
very
where we're
different
at.
than just streaming of encoded video.
And maybe we're being conditioned to accept maybe it's good enough on account of the fact that every time you make a generational leap like that in a streaming system, you have to rewire the entire world's internet backbone to make it happen. And that's a very big deal.
Especially
so there's some incentive,
Just because, and that's where I was thinking about it. It's just because it worked does not mean that it's ready and scalable. That's a small test. It probably ran at 30 frames or less. I don't know. But I'm in a world where, quite frankly, I'm playing Red Dead and I'm super disappointed that it's not on PC and it's not 60 frames. And we've got competitive players on playing shooters. They don't want to play less than 120 hertz. And you got Ninja out there, actually 200 plus hertz. So it's interesting. There's the cloud model, but you got to have a local high quality asset. And I think going back to what I originally said, that's where I still see PS5 and Xbox One. They're going to have something you bring in and it's going to be super high quality, but that's an experience to choose.
What are the rest of your...
Talk about getting off topic.
Did we even get one?
No, Last of Us.
We're not even on the list yet.
No, The Last of Us isn't his game. It was Last of Us can't be on the game because it's not.
No. Honorable mentions. Is what he said.
I want to actually say on the first show, if ever I'm rambling, you're like, pinning it. We got to move on.
This is what the show is.
Never stop.
No,
Let's
okay,
fucking
we did
go.
this for 3.5 hours at the New Year.
Yeah.
Mr.
I'll
Yasman
just
is
go.
so happy right now. Don't worry. He's loving it.
I know Mr. Yasman.
Yeah, who doesn't know Mr.
doesn't?
Yasman?
But Last of Us, not officially in 2019.
Yep.
Not on our top 5 list. And
Honorable
that was
mention.
one of 5. Should I just rattle off the
give
other
me
ones?
all your honorable mentions.
These are
Honorable
beautiful.
mentions. So to rattle off the rest, and then you can go from there. Of course, the Destiny expansion is not even, it's unannounced, but usually in September, we see that next big update, just like we saw with Forsaken this year. I really hope to see that. I'm a huge Destiny player and excited about it. DMC 5, super excited about that.
Let's go, baby.
Ghost of Tsushima. Oh my God, I love that studio and I just love the look of it.
Does that have a 2019?
Nope.
No,
All
that's
these
why
are,
I said the
these are all the honorable
I
mentions.
just don't remember where
We're not
that
there.
one lies
They're
at all.
also very
But the only
good.
one that is
When it's done.
2019 that is on my
Nick
list
Fox.
of honorable mentions because it didn't make the other side of the list is Sekiro. I played Demon Souls, but my brother plays tons of Dark Souls. He's like, would you please just play it on stream? And I think a lot of people want to see it. I will get there, but Sekiro's probably going to be the first real experience of that since Demon Souls for me. So I'm excited about it.
Watching your perfectionism, knowing your fairly obsessive personality, and trying to imagine you on a stream playing Dark Souls would be the most entertaining and painful thing.
I know.
To see happen. I really hope you do it.
Yeah, I think it's funny that I'll probably play that and it'll just be subs through the roof. And I'll be like, why did I wait years to do this?
Build up the hype.
People love to see the pain, man, of failure.
Jared,
It's incredible.
what are yours?
Honorable mentions. We're just going straight down the list here, right? Mine's long. Imagine that.
Who's surprised?
Yep. So first one, my first one's actually just came out and I haven't played yet, which is Bury Me, My Love. But that'll be one of the first games I play this year, which which was featured on the Kind of Funny stream, and is about Syrian refugees.
Oh,
And
that's right.
That game looks incredible, and
That is one of
really
my
wanna play it.
honorable mentions as well. So let's pop in and
Oh,
say
really?
that as
Okay.
well. Oh yeah, God,
it's
I
actually
can't wait.
available apparently on mobile right now.
Oh, it's been on mobile for a while. It's
yeah,
coming to Switch
so-
now.
yeah, coming to
the
Switch,
Switch
so.
release date is the 17th. I want to say, but I'm jumping without a net there. Maybe 15th.
Mirroring Fran, Ghost of Tsushima, and Sekiro are both high on my list. I want to see how Super Meat Boy Forever turns out.
Yes.
I'm really intrigued because I'm not sure how involved Edmund McMullen was in that design. Obviously, he's not with Team Meat anymore, and so that leads me to wonder what it finally ended up being like. But I love the idea of a 2-tap random level generated Super Meat Boy platformer. And if it comes out right, I think it's going to be great. And, the other half of the team's still there along with some new developers. So we have that. I'm intrigued by Control. I want to play Control. That imagery grabbed grabbed me during E3.
Another one of my honorable mentions.
Remedy.
Remedy, of course. Max Payne, the guys who did that.
On Control. Wow.
Control is the thing with people floating in midair in the laboratory.
Federal Bureau of Control, they investigate supernatural matters. They've done.
Hasn't been shown
Oh,
much.
yeah. Remedy.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. I'm always excited about their stuff.
Yeah,
That's
me
this
too.
year?
That's this year.
Yeah, that's this year.
That's this year. Isn't that
Honorable
great?
mention
Yeah, that's on mine. Ultimate Alliance 3, because
yes.
Ultimate Alliance is freaking great. And
Yeah, I was going to put that on mine. I'm very hopeful for that game. Like, I want it to be good. I didn't like how it looked at the Game Awards, but
I feel they walked into it awkwardly at the Game Awards. I was there. I talked to Marvel Games afterwards. They're like, "What did you think?" And I was like, "Hey, I'm excited. It's Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, but it looked weird. It looked like mobile game. Is there a HUD?" They're like, "There's a HUD. Of course, there's a HUD. You idiot." Like, well, so I think it's gonna look like what we want it to look like and be like what we want to be like. But it's on my honorable mentions as well because. Hell yeah, like an Ultimate Alliance on the go that's built for one platform. That's gonna
that's why I'm hopeful.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the ability to grab four quick Switch controllers, 4 Joy-Cons, and jump right in instantly with people.
That seems like it'll be a great time. And again, it made my list or my honorable mention list right just because. Yeah, okay.
Let's see a few others here. Shenmue 3. I've just got to know. I've just got to know.
Come this long, I gotta do it.
Wasteland 3. Which is coming soon because Wasteland 2, freaking amazing.
You love Wasteland 2, yeah.
So Wasteland 3, go for it. Brian Fargo doing his thing. Travis Strikes Again. I like No More Heroes 2, especially, and I'd like to see what that comes out like. I'm intrigued by Minecraft Dungeons. We don't know a lot about it yet.
I'm not even familiar with this. Is this an expansion?
Yeah,
So this is a spin-off.
Oh.
It's a Minecraft dungeon crawling
crawl, yeah.
spin-off. And might be 2019, and I know very little about it, except that it's Minecraft Dungeons, and that was always kind of my favorite part of Minecraft, was wandering around in the dark and having spiders come after me.
Sure,
So,
yes.
After Party,
Yeah.
Killer Queen Black, which finally...
Killer
God,
Queen,
yes.
that's on my honorable mentions as well.
I want to
When do you think we get that?
Killer Queen Black? February.
I hope.
February.
God,
I think that's a good
Awesome.
spot
That'd be
for it.
awesome, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it.
After the disappointment of Smash Brothers, I'm excited for that.
Cuphead's DLC. I'll play that.
Oh,
I
good call.
totally forgot about that.
Yeah, isn't that exciting?
But when is that,
Good
though?
stuff happening. It was 2019 sometime.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe that.
I hope to make Cuphead.
Well, I know in E3 2018 they were fairly far along. We were talking with them. I mean, they seemed to be, or well, maybe I'm misrepresenting that. They seemed fairly far along. I don't know if they explicitly stated that. So maybe
They haven't talked about it for a long time, though.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Ape Out again, kind of funny showcase.
on mine
really
too,
made me wanna
February
play
7th.
that. Yeah, and that is my honorable mention.
My honorable mentions. I actually have 2 sets of honorable mentions while I was chiming in on Jared's because I did top 10 by accident. I forgot that I said top 5. Okay. So my honorable mentions that aren't on my list, period, had no numbers next to them. Blood and Truth. This is that PlayStation VR game I've been talking about forever, which was if you remember me talking about it, I was like, it was the first time VR felt supernatural, where they tossed that grenade at me when I was ducked down, and I stood up and I grabbed the grenade and threw it back without being like, oh, this is a thing you do. Like, you just did it and it worked and it looked awesome. And it's from Sony London, obviously, who the Getaway and all that kind of things. And it feels like it's going to be that kind of experience on rails, which I'm interested in. It seems like it's going to be a fun action movie.
Were they the same people that did the that PlayStation VR launch collection?
London Studio became the PlayStation
That's
VR
awesome,
studio.
because that was one of the best experiences I've
Which
had.
one are you talking about, though?
Where you're sitting in the chair and then like it's with the whole London, the heist.
Yes, where you're
like,
in the car.
You're in the car.
You're in the cab.
Yes, on the
exactly.
freeway.
That
doing
is them.
stuff.
That is them. Yes.
So
yes,
cool.
yes. Honorable mentions to Dreams. Again, similar to Jared. I just need to know what the fuck this game is. You know what I mean? The beta is still running right now as of recording.
Is that officially 2019 now?
No.
Okay,
I mean, it'll be done when it's done, but that's why it's an honorable mention.
That
It's
would have
just
been
there.
that would have been on my list.
Yeah. I also put In the Valley of the Gods. Or In the Valley of
actually,
Gods
yes,
here.
I forgot all
I want to
about
see what there. Campo Santo, obviously. Firewatch.
folks.
I thought I didn't think nail the ending, but
trailer
I had a
was
great
cool.
time. Yeah, and the trailer was amazing.
Great.
So
pick.
then, my top 10 here. 5 honorable mentions here, but I've already said some. I'll run through it. Y2K, a postmodern RPG, is finally coming out this month. Like, by the time this post, probably it might even be really, really close. It's the 17th. It's always looked rad. I'm excited. It's going to be on Switch. Like that. It feels like, for me, what stops me with like certain games like Persona, right, is that they're so massive that I just can't play them anytime I want to, and I don't get to it. I feel like this is a great combination of a story I think is interesting, set in the the 90s. This guy in a weird 90s town doing weird 90s things where you see him using vinyls to fight people, and like there's all sorts of weird like batteries and mini games, and it's like that seems like a goofy thing.
Yeah, it reminds me so much of Space Funeral, and that's the highest praise I can give an RPG. I cannot wait to play this.
And so I'm hoping, since it'll be with me all the time, it'll be easy to click in, and the story is better, not better, but more something I can relate to in the way I relate to Persona on the go, which I'm excited about. It brings back Persona, 4 memories for me. And then skipping through the other ones I've already mentioned. Number 6, almost making the full cut, was Days Gone, where Days Gone is another one. I'm there's no reason for me not to like that game. I still think it's not getting the hype it deserves right now. I still don't think it's had a moment that that's like, oh wow, everybody needs to play this. But for me, it literally checks all the boxes and shit I love, right? Where I love Sony Bend, I love zombies, I love open worlds. It's been, if I had that over this break, I could totally see me getting lost in that of riding around on my motorcycle, upgrading it, doing this. I love Sam Witwer. Like, it seems really cool. It seems really interesting. I can't wait to finally play it.
Yeah.
I feel like the game's a casualty of The Walking Dead getting bad. Like the TV show.
No, totally. Like zombies in general, right? Like there's so many zombie games right now. And so for you to put out another zombie game that seems like it's like Sons of Anarchy meets Walking Dead, and okay, cool, but like neither of those are the hot ticket right now.
Yeah. But maybe we'll all just be super high on it the moment it comes out, and it'll be wonderful and terrific.
Well, I hope that since people's expectations, I feel, are low for it, because so many people are like, oh, it's just zombies. Like maybe we get it, and it is like, wow, what a riveting story in a cool world.
I should have put that on my honorable mentions list. I'm more excited about that, about playing that, than I am about The Last of Us 2.
You crazy motherfucker.
No. The Last of Us 2 looks beautiful. I'm not sure I'm going to play it. Based on what I've seen thus far.
The theme of hate.
Things like this.
I'm not sure. I mean, honestly, like this may be one of those things I admire from afar.
Sure.
I don't know if I want to spend 20 hours in that world again.
Wait, why?
Because
Just
it hurts
the
so
emotional,
bad.
like-
Yes.
I mean, this is what it's scary, because this is what I talked about with Red Dead, right? And why it didn't click for me, right? Is I didn't want to be the bad guy. I didn't like only having bad things, and I compared it at times to Joel in The Last of Us, right? Where it's like he is a bad guy and does questionable things and blah blah blah, but at least there is hope. There's hope that we're gonna be able to fix this and do something. Last of Us 2, right? Neil said that if the first one was about love, this one's about hate, and it is like. What does that mean? What does that mean when we actually play?
Baby, let's go.
I know.
Let the hate flow through you, baby.
You have the high ground.
Last of Us 2 is my honorable mention as well, and I have one for the big 3 of question marks, but Metroid Prime 4 and Halo. We'll say, I mean,
They didn't say anything about 2019. Though,
they haven't.
At all, right?
They haven't.
There's no way.
Similar to Last of Us, we don't know. I
Not
imagine it's 2019.
Nah.
I
mean,
maybe.
you know what's funny? I take that back. Nintendo has shocked me with their release schedule.
And that's the thing.
And like I did not think Smash Brothers would be ready for this
And they
year. I
fucking
thought
did it.
Last year I thought it would be this year. And oh my God, like more characters than ever. But I just they've been so much more ready than I've ever seen.
And they announced Prime so long ago.
Yeah.
No,
they
it's
did.
not Retro Studios though.
We don't know that.
No,
We don't know that.
We did at one point.
No, there's rumors, there's leaks
I mean-
stuff, but it's like we don't know. It said Metroid Prime 4,
I knew it.
title in development, and that's it.
What about
now? I'm not sure.
Dagenhep Star Fox game that vanished.
We'll fucking see.
Speaking of Retro Studios,
yeah,
that's been a rumor as well.
Oh, Prime 4 for next year, I think actually could happen. I mean, they could have an unannounced direct UK exclusive tonight.
I mean,
and announce Metroid
Tim,
Prime
as
4.
soon as
They
I'm
would
that's
do
expecting
that.
a direct in the next 7 days.
I'll spoil my list. As soon as that's real, number 1.
Yeah, oh,
as
of course.
soon as it's
Of
real,
course.
assuming
There
it's
we go.
looking
We
good.
got
That's right.
Metroid in the background. But yeah, Metroid Prime 4 and Halo Infinite. I want to see what that game is. I'm not sure it's
Also not this
2019.
year, no way.
No way? I think there's a way.
I'm being such a hater on all your.
I think there's a way.
No way, Tim.
You idiot.
It's just like that was like an engine demo last year. Nah.
Yeah, but also Microsoft, I don't know. Who the fuck knows
Awesome
with them?
pick.
But
It's funny you're naming all like this stuff that's even farther past like the speculative stuff that was on my list. I just don't think it's possible this year. I think
I think Metroid Prime 4 is likely.
But
this
Halo
year.
Infinite, you want your cross. Actually, wait, didn't they say that it's not next gen? I forget.
Halo Infinite?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they said that, Fran. I don't think
I
you're
thought they
making that up.
clarified that it wasn't, which was interesting.
I think Halo Infinite could definitely be this year. I don't think it's for sure, but I think it could be. I think Metroid Prime is.
Cross-platform, like it wasn't. Anyway, maybe they said it was absolutely not next gen. Anyway, awesome.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Yes. I
Is
struggled
one of
with that
my
one, dude.
honorable ones. It looks great, but there's nothing about the sequel that I'm seeing that I'm like, this is something crazy that I
Really
haven't seen.
innovative.
Yeah, exactly. And
But
I
more-
love the first one.
More awesome.
But like, I don't know that I need that much more of it.
No,
So,
you don't need Mori?
that was good.
That was good.
That was
I'll take
good.
that one,
That was
Jared.
good.
All right.
I felt like if you used it in a sentence, I would have been more like,
Yeah?
like you would have liked it more.
What do you mean? You don't need Mori?
I
That's
was
a
a
sentence.
sentence.
Boo, Fran.
And then my last honorable mention is Fire Emblem Three Houses. I love Fire Emblem. This is the first quote unquote console Fire Emblem we've seen since Radiant Dawn on the Wii in like 2010 or something.
Yeah.
I'm not loving anything I'm seeing about this game so far at all. I thought that E3 trailer they showed, the graphics look like really bad. I prefer the pixel art to the 3D kind of polygon characters. I didn't like the running around dungeon stuff of the Fire Emblem remakes on the 3DS recently, and we're seeing that here. So there's a lot that I'm like, I don't know about this.
Wait till they introduce the rabbits to it.
No.
The rabbits are going to be in Fire
But
Emblem.
having said that, Fire Emblem has not let me down yet. I feel like the last 3DS ones I was just talking about, those were just stopgap ones, and even those were fine.
Sirens are on our end.
But yeah, we'll see. I feel like Nintendo knows that this is an important Fire Emblem for them to get people that haven't played the franchise before that now have a Switch.
Yeah.
And are like, we can get in. They knocked it out of the fucking park on the 3DS with Awakening and getting everyone into making Fire Emblem one of Nintendo's like pillars of franchises. And I don't know. They really can't drop the ball here. And I'm a little worried that this might be the Switch's first party flop.
Yeah.
But I hope I'm wrong.
The first party flop, the FFPF.
Yes, baby. Fran, give me your
Watch
number
out
5.
for that.
Use it in a sentence, Fran.
I hope it's not a.
Well played, sir. Well played indeed.
You want some more of that?
Until next time.
Welcome to the Mirabelle
Yeah,
era.
we peaked. We peaked right there.
I've had too much coffee. Let me tell you, I should have not asked for another one.
Number 5.
What are your
Fran.
top 5, Fran?
Oh, why do I gotta go? So much pressure. My 5 was. I'm gonna keep this list open so I don't have to keep doing this. Oh, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Hell yeah, it
They
is.
said it was coming this
This
year.
is
The
Respawn.
Respawn,
Okay, yeah.
the Titan,
Yeah,
makes Titanfall X, Modern Warfare devs, and mix of other people. We don't know anything about it. Andrew Renee got to help announce that at the EA conference. They didn't show a thing. It was just Vince and Pella just be like, "It's happening. Yep, it's Jedi stuff.
They gave a name.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna
And an
have a
era.
lightsaber. Yeah, and it
They
was,
gave the era, which sounds fucking cool.
yeah. And I don't know the lore as well. Do you remember?
Yeah, it's going to be, it's in between 3 and 4. So it's like, it's the destruction of the Jedi, the hunting down of the
awesome.
Jedi. And I'm
I
like,
think-
that sounds fucking, it's also my number 5.
That studio has not let me down. They're just so technical. Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah.
Twinsies.
Yeah, I love it. Gotta love it. Very exciting stuff, though. And I can't wait to see it in action. I
That's
don't
why
like
it's my 5.
how
I don't
little
know.
we've seen
Like,
of
enough.
it or heard of it with how close it seems to be. But video games have also changed with like, oh, hey, here it is and it's coming out. So
Sure.
I trust them. We'll see.
It's really weird to not see a game that big and it's going to be out, this year. That's been happening.
When's
in this era.
D23 this year? You think that's the thing? You think it's the EA
Is
play?
it happening? Yeah, I mean, normally it's in April or July. I don't know.
Yeah,
if it's
probably
happening.
April. if
They've
it's
been
happening
very
this year.
like, we might do it, right? Like, no, it actually
D23 is
happening.
every other year.
It is
so-
happening.
Oh, my
right? No,
apologies.
But there
My
is
But it
one.
is this year.
There
and I
should be
think
one
it's
this
in-
year.
It is in April, actually, because I was talking to somebody about it last year. And
It's in August.
Okay, nope, summer. Dang it.
April and August sound a lot alike. So
Sorry.
It's cool.
Fran, Star
they
Wars
moved it.
celebration's usually April. That's what we're thinking.
Oh, that is, and I think it is happening this year. So I mixed the two up. My bad. Regardless, that would be a good place to announce it. But again, I was going, it's very odd.
You can announce
Star Wars
anywhere.
Celebration is in April.
It's odd,
April 11th.
especially for a company like EA. But granted, it's Star Wars, and you bring up a good point of all the permissions and planning to not show anything, at all, because they're a company that's shown concept art, if you remember, at one point, just to be like, we've got it.
Hey, we
I
got
swear.
games coming eventually.
And honestly, like, I respected them for
game
showing
didn't happen.
something. This was an odd one to just be like, Vince, is it real? He's like, yeah, and it's next November. That's how he said it.
Yeah.
So interesting that it's that far along. But that studio has not let me down at all. They're so freaking talented. And their games run at 60 frames a second. I hope that is still the case. Still the case. Give it to me.
Jared, number 5.
Shocking everyone, I think. And I'm not being
Namco
ironic.
Classics 2019.
Kevin, can I do a spit
Crackdown
takes?
3.
Crackdown 3. That is shocking.
Yep.
It is.
That is
I
shocking.
was
I
looking at it.
love Crackdown.
Yeah.
You love Crackdown? back in
I
the
wouldn't
day?
say I love it, no. I've
Okay.
appreciated it. It's never actually hooked me.
Crackdown is close to like my favorite video game. It's pure video game. It's just, hey, it's all the things I like about open world gaming with absolutely none of the bull. It's very, very play it your own way sandbox goofiness. I really thoroughly enjoyed that very kind of constrained design philosophy that went into the first game, and the fact that I could approach anything any way I wanted, kind of break the game. I really liked that about it. It was just the right length. It was almost like playing some kind of weird super evolution of arcade games, and I like that about it.
Yeah.
Crackdown 2, terrible disappointment. I don't know. Again, if you should, Crackdown 3 has obviously had an extraordinarily troubled development. I am not optimistic. And
Yeah,
yet,
No, should
the
you be?
stuff they showed gameplay wise at E3, I was like, that looks really cool. But performance wise, you could tell, like, oh man, it doesn't look like it's performing right now. But early game, you really shouldn't judge it until you see more. But that
Remember
is my
when you
worry.
just liked games and you weren't this PC guy? You're like, no,
It's not about PC or
I noticed
60
a frame
frames.
drop here.
I'm gonna go
My
find
frames is saying.
reviews from you where that's
My
all you
fraps
talk
is
about.
saying.
It's in a game like that where you have physics slow down, which is different than frame rates, but it looks like it could suffer from stuff like that.
one of my top games.
But it looks
last-
cool, man.
Yeah, no, and this is
I
what
wouldn't fault
happened.
you for putting that on the list.
That's why I put it there. It could be a complete grease fire. It probably is. But one of my top games last year, Earth Defense Force
quote.
5.
Perfect.
Absolutely adored, and it reminded me how much fun a goofy, constrained, well put together action game could be. And Crackdown could have been parsed down to that from whatever scale and scope it originally had. And if they did do that, they might come out with a surprise, pretty good game. And so I'm looking forward to it.
Greg, number 5.
Number five,
Number five.
one that I'm sure will show up on many people's lists, probably higher, but no big deal. Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
Hell yeah, dude. January 25th.
It's so close.
Yeah.
It looks great. It seems like I've talked about this before, so I won't beat a dead horse. But like Resident Evil in general, when it was running on PlayStation 1, these should have been my favorite games. I love zombies. Zombie movies are my favorite horror movies, right? Like I love video games, and the tank controls just turned me off so bad to them that I never really played them. And it wasn't until remake on GameCube, Code Veronica on PS2. That's where I started playing it again. I played 4.
But even then, it was still tank control.
Exactly. And then obviously I loved 7. I thought that was such a breath of fresh air. I loved it in VR, blah, blah, blah. Everything I've seen from this, I'm like, fuck yes. I can't wait to play this.
Resident Evil 2, I mean, let's just talk about the remake for a second.
Sure.
I can't believe it's real. I can't believe it's coming this soon, and I can't believe that I've played it and it's good.
I had all the same reaction
All of
at
those
E3.
things are crazy to me because it's like this was one of those vaporware games of like they announced it's coming and it was like, okay, but is it really though? Because you're just wearing a T-shirt that says yes or what was that? Do you remember this?
Remember.
Like it was just like
It
Resident
did
Evil 2.
seem like an advantage.
Yes.
Though. Yeah.
I was like, when the fuck's this gonna happen? And then they announced last year at E3, and again saying January, and it's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
this is great.
I was surprised.
And there was a lot of questions. It's like, is it gonna be a remake in the style of Remake 1, or are they gonna do something different with it? And they're doing something ballsy, different, but it's working.
Oh, it is the simultaneous sequel. It is a remake to Resident Evil 2, and it is the sequel to Resident Evil 4. It is those two things converging in a perfect place, and that's what I'm excited about with it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really
Sequel
good.
to RE4?
I think so.
In terms of gameplay.
In terms of gameplay,
funny
it's
because I
taking
see-
that kind of inspiration.
I get that because that was a precursor to say 7, but like for me, it's like 7. In fact, I think it uses the 7 engine, right? And
Yeah,
Yes,
but it's
too.
not first person. It's third person. The way that it plays, it's a lot more slow and methodical
That's true.
than 7 is.
Yeah, I think that what you have here is a game that manages to capture the sense of agency and control. And again, this is based on my demo with it. The sense of agency and control you had in 4, where you didn't feel powerless, where you didn't have the problem Greg had with the earlier games, where you really felt combined with that same sense that 2 got so well, because 2 was amazing. 2 was amazing when it came out. It was utterly terrifying and claustrophobic and beautiful
And cool.
and right.
Two,
and this is
two
both.
is like so 90s. It's
Yes.
just like, these are the fucking cool zombies. We got this cool guy, Leon Kennedy.
right,
Claire's there. It's like everything about it. Because
Gettys.
like I feel like Resident Evil 1 was a lot more like it's about the horror. Whereas Resident Evil 2 was just like, there's zombies in a fucking city. It's called Raccoon City. There's a police force. This is dope as hell.
There's a Canadian with a shotgun.
Yeah.
That's
Let's go.
And it's
Canadian
funny, I
gun
think
store.
that's, as someone actually who reviewed RE4 on the PlayStation 2, probably talked about
Give it a
frame rate. Sorry,
7.9?
Greg. No, I gave it a very high accolade, like 9. Absolutely must have been 9.
You did it on PS2?
Yeah, because Casamassina
Did it on GameCube?
Did it on GameCube, and I couldn't get it.
You mean that game that was never
was
coming
one of
out on
my-
PS2?
I will cut my head off with a chainsaw.
Yeah, that was an actual.
Direct quote.
But what I was going to say is that game's so fond to me. Just an incredible masterpiece type game. But the vibe and the lore of it is for me why I had the reaction, by the way, Jared. I just got such a feel of the cultist oddity that is RE4, and like that is not RE2 to me.
Oh, it's
so
not.
just for
No,
clarity,
no.
I know you weren't talking about
Yeah.
that, but for me, that's what makes RE4 special. So for me, it is just kind of like, I don't know, it's weird to maybe say this, but it feels like the let's Pokemon
Go.
Let's Go of that series where they just take the map of RE2 and now they're bringing it into this new era.
It's not. It's really not.
I mean,
Have you-
it's the
yeah.
same world. It's just
Yeah, but it's
remastered
designed-
and mixed. I mean, it's completely different. Meaning, it's not to don't construe this as me saying they just took the camera and brought it down. It's not that at all.
But-
totally remade.
The reason that I don't think it's a good analogy is playing Pokemon Let's Go. It literally was okay, it's the same thing,
Yeah.
and they didn't change things to make it
That's
fit
true.
better for modern times. This game, they are changing things. They're changing where typewriters can be, and they're changing the ways that the zombies come to make it more
That's true.
fun.
You're right. They're remixing a lot more of it. That it's a different game. That's a good point.
And that amazing feel, the reason I drew into RE4, again, one, the agency, but the other is that moment very early in RE4 when the door bursts open, the chainsaw guy comes through the door and there's
God.
nowhere to go.
Yes.
And every encounter with a zombie in RE2 Remake I've had kind of felt like
Yeah.
that over and over and over again.
That game is super
and I was
intense.
like, oh.
Yeah, I'm
I guess
super excited for it.
RE4 was more action for me, but anyway, regardless
Yeah.
of those semantics, I'm so excited for that one.
Yeah.
Like I said, number 5 for me is Star Wars Fallen Order. Jedi Fallen Order. Number 4, Fran.
Oh, I gotta go again. Why didn't I
Just leave your
memorize this?
phone unlocked. You
Why
said
didn't I
you leave it
memorize
unlocked.
this?
So much, Fran.
my
Never
number,
change.
my number 4 is Animal Crossing. Again, we don't know a ton about it, but I have always loved Animal Crossing. I hope that they really bring it into exactly what the fans want. So that's as much as I can say.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, Exhibit A of why we don't listen to Fran. All right, Animal Crossing is my number 2.
Oh, it's
Who
you.
can
You were
fucking
scowling because it should be
wait?
way higher.
Oh my God, you're robbing it as always. I don't know what you got.
I don't know enough.
TurboTax 2019.
I'll
and
tell
everyone?
you why. And my history of covering Nintendo forever, I'm still so skeptical of things like, say, what the online experience is going to be. That's what's
Fuck the online. I don't care. It's about
I
coming in
do.
and see. Well, Tim doesn't play. I'll
And
come in and
I-
see what your universe is like.
It's not on my list. I am. This is the first time I've ever been excited and interested in an Animal Crossing game.
not on your list?
Never played them.
Why is this one grabbing you? Just
it's
the-
And you're
just
right.
the
Maybe
idea.
it's not even on his list.
hey, you should know better.
I'm
But you
shifting
play
the
them,
blame.
though. But that's my thing is it's similar to what I was saying about Fire Emblem. I feel like this is a new opportunity for people. Like now I'm on the other side that have never played the franchise to come in for the first time. And I expect Nintendo to know that and step it up for this one.
I'm excited about this. It's not on my list, but I'm excited about it now because I came to IGN just after the Animal Crossing craze
we were
last
also
time,
into it,
right?
yeah, on 3DS.
And now I finally get to work someplace where people are actually playing, and we can do universal comparisons, and I'm going to have that
And
fun.
that, for me, with the 3DS Animal Crossing, right, that was the big hook for it in a lot of ways, was coming in that next day. And like, I remember when Brian Altano, God rest his soul, and we're recording.
wow.
It's in the future. I like to future proof.
Sure. Good God.
What? He's not going to be alive forever. We know that. I won't be either. God rest my soul.
Something actually happened.
So
That's
for the
horrible.
people listening to this in 60 years,
Hey, everybody earmark this, and when something happens to Brian
opinion.
or me, play this, and then you know, like, man, God rest their souls. You know
Called
what I'm
it,
saying?
Greg. Wow.
And it's fucked up about former President Obama too, right?
Good
God
God.
rest his soul. You know what I mean?
I don't think this
It's
is
a
okay.
future-proof episode. This episode's gonna get so many views because God, did you guys
Greg,
hear
stop
this?
predicting deaths for the love of God.
I'm not predicting them. I'm just saying they will happen.
Are you doing like the Fight Club thing on a long
What's
enough?
that?
Like the Fight Club thing?
Oh my
on
God, Bill Murray too.
A long enough
God rest
timeline.
his soul. You
long
know
enough
what I mean?
timeline.
Dude, I don't
life
like
expectancy
this.
for everyone.
Jared,
drops
what's
to
your number
zero.
4?
Dude, bad juju.
My number 4 appearing on the Tim Gettys honorable mentions list is Ori. Ori's first game charmed me and moved me deeply, and is a extraordinarily well-designed and original exploratory platformer. I expect more of that and more refinement from this one. I think they've taken plenty of time on it. Moon blew my socks off with Ori, and I look forward to another superb video game.
Greg Miller,
Yeah.
number 4.
Number 4 for me is Ape Out. It came up obviously already as an honorable mention. A great looking game, dude. Ever since I played that at the Devolver booth at PAX, I've been like, this looks awesome. And the showcase they did the trailer, with the release date a couple days before, then gave us a new level. And that game, I'm gonna be all over it. Like just the way they mixed the music and sound effects in there, being a rampaging ape as you smash through and capture guys and use their guns against them and smash. It seems like it's gonna be a lot of fun. It reminds me a lot of Hotline Miami, but you're an ape. One of those games of how do I get out of this level? How do I kill and get out of this level? Can't wait.
My number 4 is one of Greg's honorable mentions, In the Valley of the Gods.
Ooh. Yeah.
I absolutely love what Campo Santo did with Firewatch. It wasn't perfect for me, but there was so many things about it that I was just like, that was one of the coolest video game experiences I had. Because you always talk about Gone Home. I never had that experience of like not knowing what it was and whatever. Playing through Firewatch, it's like, is this going to be a horror game at any moment? And it's like, I love not knowing things like that. I feel like at the end of it, like the story didn't pay off in a way that I would have liked, but that's the problem when you get surprised by things like they don't end how you think they're going to. And looking at this game, it seems to have all of the things that I loved about it, which is a very unique visual style and an interesting setting. I loved the song that they had playing during the trailer. I feel like that is really a hint at the type of tone that we're going to get. And this seems like a very matured version of what we got with Firewatch. And something that just blows my mind about what we've seen so far from it is there's a GIF that I saw, and I brought this up on the show a couple times now, of the way the water moves. And it is the most realistic looking water I have ever seen, but it's contrasted with this like super cartoony cool like look.
Someday I want to read a timeline of the most realistic video game water ever used.
Hey, dude, Mario Sunshine,
talked
baby.
about doing these features before. That'd be so cool to see.
It's debatable.
One of the first really
There we go.
Top 10 video game waters.
But it's like I love the way that it contrasts like the realistic look of the water with the cartoony look of the thing.
There's been no gameplay though, really, right? It was just
It was gameplay.
Was it gameplay?
Yeah, I mean, then see, this is what I fucking love about it is that we thought the same thing with Firewatch. When we first were seeing some of
they
Firewatch,
did. That's right.
we're like, there's no
I'm
way this
watching
is
it again.
gameplay. And then it ended up looking
Thank
that
you.
way. So I'm very excited about that. That's my number 4.
Nice.
That's a good one to have on there. I feel so cliche with my list now. You guys are picking some really nice stuff.
AAA
That's
PC
what it is,
gamer
dude.
Fran. That's what it is.
Okay, that
Fran,
is not
number
the
3.
Fortnite season 8
hurts. Fran, I own a
was
gaming
playing
PC,
Gris
and I
this
don't.
week.
I don't know. You've drunk the Kool-Aid, man. You're worrying me.
I'm not drinking the cool.
Number
we'll
3,
get into
Fran.
why I
Number
play
3.
PC
Don't let
another
him
time.
pick on you.
Number 3,
Yes.
Division 2. Greg, where are you at?
My
You're
number 1 game of 2019, the
What's
Division 2.
funny, Greg,
We're doing
it's
it.
interesting we have the same list, and every time I'm saying something now, I'm thinking the first reaction is it's not on your list?
No,
What?
no,
And he's saying
no.
it's higher than my choice. Anyway, we played a bunch of Division.
We sure did.
I'm on that grind with games like Destiny as well. I even loved For Honor for that reason. I'm so excited about Division 2. I love that studio, and from what I've seen, super excited.
We got to get
about
the
it.
band back together because you
Oh,
didn't go.
we're
You
getting
didn't
the
get
band
your
back
shields right for Division 1 though. That'll go to Division 2.
No, what is that?
They have. You go in there. There's challenges you can do that'll
can
then
bring
earn
stuff
you.
over?
It'll earn you rewards in Division 2.
So much to play.
Yeah.
So I'm just super excited about Division.
I can't fucking wait, guys. Oh my god! And it's that thing
You
where.
revealed your number 1, right?
Who cares? It's fine.
Yeah, look,
No,
that's
it's
how the
how the
show
show
goes.
goes. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk your ear off
Yeah,
about
it's better to have the
Division 2 later
conversation,
on,
like,
right? You know what I
time to
mean?
time.
I just can't wait.
Are you guys excited about Division 2 at all?
Not my type of game.
I got to
period.
we got to black out the day so that you can play in stream and I can play in stream.
Oh,
We just don't
dude,
do
let's-
these stupid
oh,
shows.
let's do it.
Stupid kind of fun.
There is no number low enough to indicate how little I care about this.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
And as we established earlier, there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
What's your number
You're supposed
3,
to say you're
Jared?
wrong. You suck, but say it
Oh, that's
respectfully.
No,
No, he's got to go out of the room, and then I'll tell him.
I know you
how
guys
we really
love
feel
it.
about it.
Before revealing my number 3, Tim,
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at my list and I realized, oh my gosh, I don't have like a single RPG here. What's wrong with my brain? And that made me remember that while it's not in my top 5, Torchlight Frontiers deserves a mention.
Cool.
That is a game I will absolutely play this year.
That's awesome. That's a really good pick.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to play. I like Torchlight.
I've
games.
never.
It's been a
I've
long
played
time.
just a little. I've wanted to spend time with them. One of those mini games I don't have time for.
I prefer Torchlight to Diablo. Now we'll see if I prefer this one to the current gen. That's very different. And likewise, I didn't mention there's a new EDF coming out, and I'll definitely play that as well.
EDF?
Another Earth Defense
Defense
Force coming out this year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
By Ukes of all teams.
Wow.
Yeah,
The famous.
I know. Ukes, not Sandlot, not the NHL
developer of your.
Yeah, now they're making Earth Defense Force games, so that's new.
John Cena's gonna run in.
But my number 3 game, this year, the mysterious Bloodstained.
Oh,
Ritual of the Night.
Giga.
Yeah.
Castlevania-esque.
Castlevania-esque indeed.
an understatement.
We haven't gotten a proper Castlevania sequel in a very long time. Curse of the Moon was redonkulously good. Far better than it had any business being. Developed by Inti Creates last year. It was a wonderful linear or semi-linear Castlevania. Bloodstained could be a grease fire or a masterpiece, and I don't know.
Was it a Kickstarter or anything to begin with, or no?
It began as a Kickstarter.
And
It did.
it is Igarashi, right?
It is Iga. It is Iga
Iga
leading
himself.
a team to make a Metroidvania. I have played 2 levels of it. Both of those experiences, especially the second time around, I had this wonderful moment where I was playing Symphony of the Night muscle memory and didn't realize it. And
Wow.
I was doing a boss fight, and I was like, I'm controlling Alucard. I know how to do this. It was really
Played
weird.
so much of it.
That gave me a lot of hope. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I am.
Is it going to be
There's
more
a-
Shovel Knight or is it going to be more Mighty Number 9?
Yeah,
we'll have
exactly.
to stay tuned to find out.
Right?
But I think there's a lot of, I can't say it's previewed very well. What they've let us play has been excellent. So I'm pretty excited about this.
It's a good call.
Fantastic, Greg. You're number 3.
Number 3 for me is The Outer Worlds.
Oh,
The Obsidian RPG. Space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really good call.
Right? We know next to nothing about it,
It was
right?
Game Awards was the first time we saw it, right?
Exactly, yeah. But they say 2019. The trailer was awesome. It looked like, they're very clear of like the developers of Fallout New Vegas, right?
Yes.
And it looks like it's got that vibe to it. It looks like it's got a humor to it. It's not cranked up Borderlands humor. It's dialed down, but it's also not reality based. You know if that makes sense?
Yes.
And it's space and it's exploration and it's like, this seems really cool. I do trust that. I mean, they also did, South Park Stick of Truth, right? Like, this is a team that knows RPGs, and RPGs I love.
I mean, they some of the original talent, like Furious, obviously worked on the original Fallouts. I mean, they're really the original creators of Fallout, and it got all mixed up with the franchise shifting around, and then New Vegas was that deep RPG, bringing it back to after Fallout 3. So that's why I am excited. It's not going to be a surface level RPG. It will be deep, and they do crazy stuff in their games normally. Super excited. They're now owned by Microsoft in the future, but not
exactly.
this game.
They're owned by Microsoft, but this is a pre-existing
That was
game.
the same with Wastelands 3 and everything, right? Within Exile.
Right, yeah.
And
Now they're owned by
that's
Microsoft.
Multi-platform, but that's all future stuff. So anyway, I'm super excited for that.
Yeah,
game.
me too.
My number 3, Pokemon Gen 8.
Yeah.
I gotta
Did you
have it
catch
there.
him?
Super obvious. I'm very interested in what this game is going to end up being. We know it's 2019. We'll see if that sticks. I expect it's going to though. But I'm kind of shocked that they got the Let's Go games out last year and are going to do this. What does that mean for the team? They've never really been on this type of release schedule before, and anytime they have, it's always been kind of just smaller titles. I feel like Let's Go is going to affect Gen 8 a lot more than people are expecting, but I hope that it's only in the good ways, not in the bad ways. I hope that this game takes a big step forward. I don't think it's going to be the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon, but hey, maybe it is. We'll have to wait and see.
I mean, Breath of the Wild was shocking at how much it really veered off from what we expected, and I was skeptical. Like I keep saying
so
of Nintendo.
I'm most excited to see what Pokemon Gen 8 looks like.
Do you
And then
think
we'll
there
go
will
from
be a lamppost with eyeballs, and that's a new Pokemon?
No, but so I do expect Gen 8 to, and this sounds stupid to people that don't play a lot of Pokemon, but I expect it to finally kind of step away from Gen 1 for a bit and do what we haven't seen really since Gen 5, which is there's 150 new Pokemon or whatever it is. You're supposed to see all these things for the first time. You're supposed to get this sense of not, where's Pikachu? It's like, what is that?
So not even that owl in a bow tie. Just on from that.
I honestly, I'm hoping we get good creature designs. I'm hoping we get some interesting change-ups. I hope we don't just start with fire, water, and grass. I hope there's a lot of things that we're probably not going to get. But we'll see. But I do expect to get all new monsters and for it to shy away from this kind of pandering that we've seen a lot of.
Everything
in the last
changes.
couple.
Well,
Everything changed.
since they did this last year, since they did Let's Go for exactly that purpose, it makes a lot of sense that they would. I think that's a wise prediction.
Fran, number 2.
Where you talked about Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
Very high on my list, despite what I was saying earlier. And I do take back what I said about the Pokemon Let's Go thing. When I thought about it, that game, just to expound on it a little bit.
He just saw the internet comments
I
and
know.
what happened. He's like, you know what?
I love this.
Well, here's why. I just to clarify that I never really got a chance to play a lot of the Pokemon. I just didn't quite have the time. I was in other games, but I always liked Pokemon, and so I'm not nearly as knowledgeable as you folks. And I like Pokemon Let's Go because for me, I'm that target audience. I'm like, it's not super deep, but it's great. I love it.
I like it
but
too.
The hardcore fans I've heard a lot, they're like, nah, man.
Yeah, but it's
know?
like I personally feel like it's somewhere in the middle. Where with Gen 8, I'm hoping that we get the catching mechanics need to be refined from Let's Go, but I don't want to go back to what we used to have fully. I don't.
And where I was going with that is not that I thought that RE2 was just like some surface level remake. It's just that I really appreciated its transition to true 3D. That's all I meant by that. And so anyway, this really coming into its own in true 3D. That's what we dreamt of when we played those games. Everything was pre-rendered, even when it came to GameCube. Everything was pre-rendered, and now to like be able to realize all that and that first-person camera in some cases or whatever. I guess they don't necessarily have that, but the close-up third-person attacks and stuff. I'm just so excited. And I played it at E3, and like everybody's been saying, I was shocked at how polished it was. And super excited about it.
Jared.
Resident Evil 2.
There you go.
Also yours.
Yeah, also mine for all the reasons Fran said and more. And the other things we've already discussed. Survival horror is back as
Shiny
something very new.
Puzzle game.
Yeah, shiny puzzle game. I am looking forward to finding the rooster key and putting it in the chicken door and all the other things that go with traveling around that weird old police station. I like that big scary man's going to chase me around again. I like you said, it's just so uncool and cool at the same time somehow.
Great. It's a Crash Bandicoot.
RE2 is dog jumping through window, right?
RE2 is...
Was that one?
That was one.
That's one, when you're going to the back of the mansion.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, but there's RE2
Fake gamer!
RE2 is first
a long
liquor.
time.
How many
RE2 is
megahertz
liquor.
was it, dork?
Okay, first liquor
Liquor
scene.
on the ceiling. Liquor on the ceiling.
That-
Drop it on you.
To see those fond memories coming back, like to see them realized in that. Oh my God,
It's
I
going
can't
to be
wait.
good.
RE2 is big guy in a coat bursting through walls at every moment. RE2 is great. I can't wait.
So much cool stuff.
Number 2, Greg Miller.
We already talked about Animal Crossing. You all underrated it, and you suck.
My number 2.
What?
Wait,
Why?
wait.
What?
What friend?
What are you most excited about?
Getting them seashells, man. Let's get some fossils up in
Just
this place.
collecting, like,
Jared, you got
hoarding.
oranges? I only
Are
got
you-
cherries.
You're a hoarder in Animal Crossing, aren't you?
Yeah, of course.
Your
Yeah,
house
I
is
got to
just
pay off
full.
Tom Nook. What do you mean? Come on now.
My number 2, I put down just as Capcom in general. Capcom doing
What?
it.
That's
Hold on. Listen.
Fuck you!
You're fired, Barrett. Here's the thing.
Spike the mic.
Now, I was going to put these in honorable mentions, but I wanted to mention them here. Resident Evil 2 and Onimusha. They get honorable mentions.
Okay.
My
Okay.
number 2 is Devil May Cry 5. But
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to
DMC.
Capcom, giving me what I fucking want. Good for you. Thank you. DMC 5 never expected to actually get it. We are, and it looks unapologetically Devil May Cry. It is super anime, super Japanese, super fuck it rock and roll. It's like a perfect blend of America and Japan, and it's what's cool and not cool at the same time.
Yes.
And it's just absurd, and I can't wait to play it. It looks like it plays awesome. That looks fucking awesome. But yeah, Resident Evil 2, we've talked enough about it.
Yeah.
It's coming this month. I didn't want to put it as my...
Yeah,
Fair.
Because it's so soon. And also Onimusha, even sooner this month. Being able to play on Switch, but I can't actually put that on the list. I love Onimusha.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Sure.
Love it. Never expected to see it again. And the fact that it's coming back, even if it is just a port.
Yeah.
But it's a port I get to play on the Switch.
Yeah,
and
it is
beat
cool.
In approximately 3 hours. Hey, it's fine. You know what I mean? I can't wait to do it, though. It's been way too long since I played that game. I hope that it sells well, because this is a hint that we might see a new Onimusha in the future.
Yeah.
And I think that could be legitimately a great game.
DMC.
Do you think you can send-
also owned by Microsoft, right?
Do you think you can get
Yeah.
the...
DMC?
It's the Heavenly Sword folks. What's their name again?
Ninja Theory.
Ninja Theory. They
Theory,
bought
yeah,
Ninja Theory,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
that crazy? But that's who's doing DMC 5, I think, right?
It's almost as if
I
they
think
recognize they need
Ninja
video
Theory's
games.
doing it, right?
No. What? Ninja
Yes.
Theory did DMC.
I know, but they
also-
recruited them to do this one, didn't they?
I don't-
Am I imagining that? All right, let's move on because I might be
He's
getting
already
old.
checking.
All right, here we go.
I thought Ninja Theory was doing it.
The kind of in-depth research that
This
Kind
is
of
why
Funny
I'm getting on
Gamescast is known
Gamescast too,
for
is
is
the-
taking place right
Devil May
now.
Cry for me has always been this blind spot of I tried that first one. I was like, oof, I understand what you're doing, just not for me. I've never. I know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know. I'm not taking away from Adam Brown loved it. We used to argue about it.
I thought that was the big twist, is that after they sort of redid it in their style, they brought them back to do it as 5. But now you're making me
No,
super
Capcom.
nervous.
Capcom's making it.
Well, it just internal devs. It's not Ninja Theory.
September 22nd, 2018, Devil May Cry 5 director explains influence of Ninja Theory's DMC. So I imagine they would have said otherwise. If
Well, don't I feel stupid then?
No, you're not stupid at all. You just were incorrect. Welcome
Yes.
to Gamescast.
Take
That
it
happens
back.
a lot.
Edit it
Number
out.
1, somebody go.
Edit it out.
Fran, what's your number 1?
Oh, Anthem. So
Oh.
hopefully you can
Andy
understand.
Cortez burst through the wall.
Obviously, I'm excited about Division. That was the first thought that I was having. Of course, the grind. I love the grind, being a big Destiny player in that. But Anthem, I played at E3. I played the beta. A lot of people are skeptical. I think Mass Effect kind of added to that. EA has added even more to that. But the feel of that game, man, it is Iron Man when you pick up that suit and blast off into the air.
For me, that's the reason I'm not into it. It's because I haven't played it.
You haven't
I've only
touched it.
seen it. I've seen it, and I'm like, I just don't know if it's a world I want to invest 30 hours in.
It has the depth. Oh man, it could be hundreds and hundreds of hours. And I would just throw out there, it's like you never know. I didn't expect it with Destiny. Games like this, even Division, they can change people's lives. And I think Anthem has that potential if it's got the grind, if it's got that. But I'm just super excited based on what I've played, and I love when that studio spends, it's been 5 or 6 years on this project. It's not been, since Mass Effect. They've been working on this new franchise forever. So I'm super excited about it.
Hell yeah. Jared, number 1.
In the most arrogant way possible, the game I want to most play this year is the moment I sit down with one of y'all and show you what I've been working on. I, as you know, fiddle around with games a lot and never do much. And I never, ever, ever show anybody anything.
Hell yeah.
I would like, and I don't know if it's possible. I commit to too much. I overcommit. I do too many things. But if I can anticipate anything this year, it would be by December to sit down with this group of friends and show you not a finished game. There's no way. There's no way. But show you something concrete and share with you the stuff that I sit and talk about for the first time.
That'd be
Hell
awesome.
yeah. That's
Guys,
awesome.
here's something I made. And I'm kind of proud of it. And I'd love the criticism. And I'd love the thoughts.
That's awesome, Jared.
So that's my number 1 anticipated game moment for this year.
Fair.
Greg Miller.
The Division 2, because unlike Fran, I don't turn my back on games I love.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because now there's an Iron Man on the street. I'm always going to stick with my Woody. I'm not going to go get a Fran's Buzz. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's good. That's good. Speaking of that, what an excellent segue, Greg. I love you so much. I know I just said Resident Evil 2 is coming this month, so I'm like, I'm not going to put it as a... I have to put Kingdom Hearts 3 as my number 1. It's just been way too long since I've been waiting for this game. There's been so much Kingdom Hearts. Is it going to make everyone happy? No. Is it going to make Kingdom Hearts fans happy? Probably. Is it going to make me happy? We'll have to wait and see. But I can't wait to play it. It's weeks away, January 29th at this point. But no matter what happens, I'm going to enjoy the Toy Story. I'm going to enjoy the Frozen. I'm going to enjoy all of the Disney goodness that we get. I can't wait.
Speaking broadly, Tim.
Yes.
Are Kingdom Hearts fans capable of happiness?
No, well, so that's the thing.
This will, we'll find out with
Okay,
this.
because it's been a long time. They've suffered much.
But no, they haven't though. The Kingdom Hearts fans love this shit. They're happy with everything they've ever got. Like the Kingdom Hearts fans are probably too happy.
Yeah.
All the time. They haven't been let down once.
They've let me down many times. They kind of terrify me.
But yes. But no, Kingdom Hearts fans, man, they love a lot. They have a lot of love to give.
They have a lot
Their
of love
hearts
to
are
give.
not filled with
They're
darkness.
like Quiz Show Donnie Smith. They have lots of love to give. Okay.
Just say yes.
Yeah,
don't.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Watch
this
a
has
movie,
been
people.
the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Thank you very much for the first one of 2019. Many more to come because they happen every week. That's how this works here. Now it's gonna. What are we gonna do the post show? How are we gonna have
Yeah, we're gonna
this?
do the post show.
We're gonna do the fucking post show.
I mean,
ladies and
again, the
gentlemen.
post show usually live. You understand this is different because of the fact we're not announced and yada yada. So it'll be a shorter post show. But if
Yeah.
you want to see what we're going to talk about, maybe we just play mobile gamer bullshit for the post show.
No, I want to save that for later.
You
I
know,
wanna save that
Jared's
for a
is an
proper-
endless well of mobile gamer bullshit. You understand?
I'm an endless well of bullshit. I'm not so sure about the mobile games.
Stay tuned for the post show.
Patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. Do that. Silver tier membership.
Until then, I love you.